makes her debut in this very important game between RSG versus SLATE. Just how much impact is this going to make? There's a lot of crowd control coming in from the side of SLATE. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah.
Atlas and Edith, okay, maybe not a lot, but from one person, they have very monumental ultimates as well as very monumental skills in order to lock people down.
But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, onto the land of dawn we go. Ladies and gentlemen, can I hear your cheers for your favorite team? SLATE going up against RSG. Out for blood, out for glory.
And immediately JPL, he almost got himself down to a critical amount of health, but all in all, he's still gonna be a-okay. Just drink a little bit of potion. You'll be able to run around like a very spunky kid. But now, 1 minute in, most of the junglers, if not all of the junglers, they are just going to be working onto their standard rotation. RSG, this is a lot more aggressive than I expected, especially looking at Lolsey. Raided straight into the jungle. Adamir just doing the normal stuff that Edith does, but you're fighting against an Esmeralda. Do you think, are you really capable of doing the fight? Because honestly, I don't think you're able to.
Yeah, I'm sure you're the XP laner main.
Yeah.
Tell me what about this matchup that is actually quite difficult for Edith?
The fact is, he's not really someone that deals a lot of damage. Okay, so you have your skills, right? You have free using skills because you don't use mana at all. The best ways in order to pull off a combo is you go for the dash, flip Diablo over, and that way you'll be able to get a guaranteed knockup again from your first skill. And then, well, you do have a passive. Whenever you punch someone, you launch chain lightnings. But when you're fighting against an Esmeralda, you wouldn't want to get yourself so close to the Esmeralda to let him sap some shields away from you.
Yeah, but now, but because of that, you know, RSG has secured the top lane priority. Turtle spawning up top. It's going to be Gray already in the vicinity on the barrage, and here trying to spin. But now it's up to RSG or SLATE who shall pull the trigger. The Turtle is a little bit forgotten. Mercedes does have the purple shoes, but he's literally down low. Five jumps all the way in. JPL doesn't really have the fatal link ready. He will secure the Turtle for now. Five assassinates gear. A bit of an overextension, but Losey sneaks it all the way around as Losey kicks Adamir away when Adamir goes into human form. No one to be found.
And of course, at this point in time, with one kill and one total take coming in from RSG, they are elated. I'm still not really digging this Edith pick, but I would want to have Adamir really just prove me wrong.
You need to bring the Edith to the later parts of the game. Yes, it's slightly tanky, so it's like a tank marksman. Yes, you can't have both worlds, but I think SLATE needs to bring this to the later parts of the game. You know, it works on paper, but I'm yet to see. I'm excited to see if this works. But RSG right now off to a great start. 9.2k right now, 2k ahead in terms of the gold lead.
Eventually, as the entirety of RSG makes their way down to the bottom lane, except for the Esmeralda. This is just standard RSG gameplay, trying to gain control of the rivers, just to make sure that they have a good understanding as to where the turtle is.
Yep.
Now, Edith is definitely capable of proxying the lanes as well, due to the chain lightning and every single one of his skills being AoE. He should be able to do a pretty good job on top of that. But now, RSG, they do expect that Edith would not be that important in fights, because I'm gonna be really I'm gonna be really crucial, critical about this, because Primal Wrath in the early stages of the game, yes, she is relatively annoying, but you can't secure an immediate win. Because if you pick up a Petrify, there could be a possibility. Once you go in for the dash, which ultimately is going to be onwards, followed by an Earth Shatter, pop into Primal Wrath, and then go in for the retribution. You go in for the Petrify. You can actually land your Lightning Bolt as well as your Divine Retribution onto your enemies almost instantaneously, making a combo. But Adamir picked up the Flicker, which is of course the more safer option, not exactly an aggressive option. It's not gonna do too much in my opinion.
It's not gonna do too much. It's already evident. Look at RSG. He's already gotten away with 2 turtles and also 3k gold. Remember, 2k is the mark that SLATE can probably salvage it back. It just takes one good fight and one good turtle pick. But look at where Diablo is, cutting the waves like a boss, and it forces Adamir all the way up top. Esmeralda definitely has more mobility and perhaps wave clear in a sense as compared to Esmeralda, but you can see how hard it is. Diablo is already providing so much vision for the side of RSG. SLATE right now picking up the scraps.
Oh my god, I just forgot something. When Edith removed herself out of Phylax, she actually have shields. And that's the only way that Edith herself can survive against anyone else, because she works a lot onto spell vamp during that point in time.
That's correct. And not only just that, if you notice, RSG has both sides of SLATE's jungle wide open. Just look at Diablo providing so much vision. You can see Lozy as well. And then from there on, you're forced out of the jungle. SLATE, I don't like this.
I mean, I'm gonna move myself out of the way and not take a look too much onto Edith. Perhaps they do have something that will surprise us in the end of the day, right? RSG and SLATE right now, even though we are looking at, RSG not taking any kills at all, I'm actually relatively surprised to see quite a big lead in terms of economy.
JPL, Fatal Links will be activated. Baby Cakes is the one that actually will be dragged. Diablo coming in, lethal counter will be used. No one will be able to kill Diablo. Whoa, doing a lot of damage. And the backline was slain as Baby Cakes makes up a double kill.
As you can pretty much see, whenever the Edith rejects herself out of Phylax and immediately just tries to go in for the Primal Wrath, she is technically immobile. You would want to make full use of every single value that you are within your human form to get as much damage out and to get as much of the sustainability out via your spell vamp. And every single thing that you do, you would want to pick up as much of those tanky items. So that is gonna be a very tanky, a very sustainable, or rather, a very beefy
FMM,
tank.
no, that's not where you want to go. Oh my goodness. He walks into a trap. Lozy is there.
It's a trap. I can't remember what show that was, but anyway.
Star Wars.
Yeah, wait, really? Oh, okay. It's gonna be RSG that constantly being able to get themselves kills after kills. They are very close to getting themselves a perfect game, because SLATE have yet to get a single kill, and perhaps not much of a blood has been splattered through the floors.
RSG looking perfectly healthy right now. I don't think there's enough damage from the side of SLATE to deal with Gray, especially when that is a chunky Barat. You don't really have FMM around, so therefore, if you notice where RSG is focusing its efforts now at the bottom lane, RSG, yeah, definitely, this is their game to win.
65 seconds left until the Lord is gonna be spawned. Bottom lane and the top lane is gonna be pushed right out, while SLATE is still doing a commendable job in defending their first tier defense turret in the middle lane. No matter what, they do not want to lose this.
So the top side turret is already gone. By the side of SLATE and RSG, they're just taking it. They're taking it and bringing it into Miles. And if you notice how SLATE is walking around now, Adamir is not consistently farming. Just look at the level disadvantage between Diablo and Adamir. That's quite a lot to climb back.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see a little bit of the beauty of Edith in this game, mostly based on the fact that Edith can be a very good peeler. You go in and open up the maps for your Atlas, and only when you have your when you have pretty much brought up your passive, your overload, then eject yourself out of Phylax. That point in time, JPL comes in with a full Fatal Links, and you should be able to hit like a truck. That is probably the dream that we are looking out for. But unfortunately, we are not able to see Adamir putting himself in the faces of RSG, because he just doesn't have a very good time in the top lane. He being constantly bullied by Diablo. He can't farm very well because it just doesn't have a very good farming composition.
Yeah, reload over the side of RSG, and the mid lane, you expect that to go. But like I said, if you abandon your lane, you're playing a brawl in your own jungle against RSG, when Diablo is just farming stacks after stacks on the Avarice as well, RSG will take their run for the money and then push down the core.
The Lord is going to be recruited up to the top side and eventually marches in slowly but surely. RSGSG's members scattered themselves thinly all across the map and eventually would want to just gather every single one of these lanes push them all together in tandem.
Yeah,
Not if not if SLATE have got to say about that.
okay, just look at the goal lead. It's already 10k. RSG is just pushing in all 3 lanes at the same time. SLATE has Sailor. I don't think he has enough damage. Enough damage to push RSG away. Expect SLATE to lose 1 turret, at least from the base.
This is definitely not going to be a GG push just yet, but that is going to be a pretty good flip coming in as well as Edamir. He did put himself right out of phalanx, but everything that he has used is on Bray. You have no one else receive damage but Bray.
You have a level 14 Bray stomping around SLATE. SLATE right now, they don't really have enough damage. They don't really have enough XP to deal with RSG right now. What can they do?
You have a prehistoric monster on your opponent's side.
You have a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
You gotta make him history. But unfortunately, the future just could not catch up with the history.
Yeah, you can't put Bray into the museum as of yet because 1, he's young, 2, he's running around on the barrage and it's already almost at max level. SLATE right now just turtling up. There is no healing, there is no way that there's no high ground as well. SLATE, I think this is a little bit awkward.
This is a pretty funny story if we're gonna say about that. All the advances in technology to create a unimaginable titan that is able to chain people in, as well as an indomitable warrior that surrounds himself in mechanics part, losing to a dinosaur. I mean, it pretty much works. It is a story to tell. But that only will happen if RSGSG were to win in this game, which could be evident in 30 seconds in.
Yeah, 10k gold lead. That's not something to scoff at. That's like easily, on average, a 1 item difference. You saw how SLATE was able to put Bray right underneath his turret. Not enough damage to burst it down.
12 minutes in. That is the point in time where we are going to be looking at a luminous Lord. 5 seconds in, Lord will be enhanced. RSGSG should be able to take this with no problems, especially since we are looking at a 10,000 gold lead. Diablo, due to the fact that RSGSG, they are on an advantage, and of course they are on top of SLATE. More utility instead of more sustainability or tankiness is going to benefit them a lot. As such, they're just going to be working towards an ice-clean one in order to be able to catch out more of the members coming from SLATE.
That gold lead, 12k, abstract.
That is a massive lead. And SLATE just doesn't have an answer to this. This is not the game that I was expecting. Definitely not.
Neither do I. RSG. This Luminous Lord marching down.
Could very well be the fatigue that is just going to be hitting both of these teams at one go.
Yeah. SLATE is not used to climb from the lower brackets. RSG is the one that climbed from the lower brackets. They have the fresher bodies and the fresher minds coming into the grand finals. This could be it.
This could be it. As the Lord eventually brings on to his lightning trident as it waves up into the air and crashes down onto the inhibitor turret up to the top lane. He makes his way down onto the ballista while the rest of the members coming from SLATE move their way onto Bray. HP!
JPL, I haven't seen the Fatal Links as of yet. Nothing can be done as well. Diablo a little bit low, but SLATE will be able to stem the bleeding for now. Pulling the Lord to the side and punching him down.
The Lord is still not down, but he only has got 4,000 HP to himself. The middle lane waves have all been taken down. The bottom lanes likewise. SLATE, they have managed to turtle it up, and they live to see yet another Lord.
Yet, of course, another Lord, because abstract, that goal lead is nothing to scoff at, like what I mentioned, and not only just that, up there, it's open for RSG to just waltz in and take the core.
It really makes me wonder, how is RSG having a lot of difficulty just breaking in through to SLATE's lineup?
Sailor.
They do have, I mean, yes, Sailor is definitely one thing, because we are looking at a Lilia that is able to burst down every single one of the creep waves pretty darn well, but I think not just that. We're starting to see the kind of like an Adamir thing, right? Because that is a lot of crowd control in a EXP laner. And then when you're done with the crowd control, you're done with trying to sustain, you can just pop yourself out and do the damage. And you don't even need to build damage items for it. Your tank items is going to help you build the damage, which is seemingly weird, but that is how the scaling of Idith works.
Yeah, but now again, you know, as the time goes by, Abstract, you do know that Adamir is gonna build more items, right? And then after
will.
that, he's gonna not only just be slightly tanky, he's also gonna be slightly more damaging. But
He will.
RSG right now go towards the later parts of the game. Yes, Diablo should be able to up quite a lot of damage, basically. Well, he's a late game hero as well. But SLATE, on the other hand, late game, which ones?
For SLATE, it is definitely have got a late game. We should be expecting that it will work in as a secondary marksman. Yes, secondary marksman. That is only if he has managed to soak enough damage,
Yeah.
killed enough for his team.
Survive enough, like as much rev as possible, and then go into, you know, the ultimate, and then hopefully do damage. But there's a lot of and thens. What RSG can do is now I can burst you down one by one. I have a Kagura at the same time. And now SLATE has to defend for another Luminous Lord.
This time, it's still gonna be marching up to the top side.
Of course.
Every single one of the members from RSG, I believe that could possibly be Losi's concealed play they were trying to go for. But middle lane pushed up pretty darn fast. This Lord is gonna be a little bit tougher to bring down.
Yep.
Diablo doing a little bit of escort, just making sure that the frontliners would not be able to get free hits off of this Lord, because let's gonna be honest, you do not want this Lord to go down that quickly. Losi is right in the face of Adamir. He could go for the Way of Dragon on him anytime that he wants, but Diablo and Brave has managed to succeed in the escort, and this time Adamir goes straight in for the Thunderclap.
Okay, Adamir goes on in the ultimate at the same time. Losi, oh, that's all on the fatal link.
That's
coming
what
up from side of SLATE. It would be able to bring RSG right into the core and surprise them with a crazy attack. SLATE, they turn this around against RSG with a 12k gold lead. What is going on?
That is exactly what RSG is afraid of. They have constantly been very cautious. And notice how Adamir has been stealing every single part of that action. And once JPL found that opportunity, the time to really reel it all in, that is the point in time where he loves hook, line, and sinker, RSG down to the core. However, it is definitely a magnificent act.
No, I think they're going to do it again. It's going to be Losi kicking Adamir all the way back. Agia going all the way in, trying to spin, trying to find
Overload
final
is
back
back.
on the back line. But it's going to be SLATE focusing on the turret instead. RSG cannot lose turret after turret, especially after RSG is clean on SLATE.
What happened here?
Yeah, let's take a look at the instant replay. Tell me what happened, Abstract.
Now, take a look. Adamir is just really taking all of the hits. He's got full overload, and because of that, all of the purple damage that you see is mostly all going to be Adamir. As long as JPL have already found himself the opportunity to go for the fatal links, everyone just eventually melted down. As much as you wouldn't believe this, it is made a great play. And of course, let's not forget, FMM, he is playing as a soccer boy. He does have the innate damage just from throwing off the soccer balls.
But then again, SLATE has a open base.
Everyone contributed in the fight. I gotta have to say, every single one of them. That's why all 5 of them is necessary to bring down a big chunky beast from inside of RSG. That can only be done once. If SLATE is trying to score for the Lord, trust me, it won't happen again.
Definitely, RSG is not going to let that kind of mistake happen again. RSG, oh my god, that was insane. SLATE was able to turn the fight around even though they have a goal deficit. But then again, there is still that deficit. RSG does have another Lord once again. And this time round, it's an evolved Lord as well. SLATE has an open base.
Perhaps they will be able to lock down the Adamir. Baby Cakes' damage can actually bring Adamir the HP down to an all-time low. His overload, take a look at that full charge. He can break himself out of Phylax anytime that he wants,
Exactly.
but he will want to make full use of every single one of his skills while he is still in the Phylax, because Earth Shatter as well as Onward
Diablo
are very crucial skills. Diablo, he swings himself from behind.
Diablo.
He's still trying to go for a little bit of the backdoor play while the entirety of RSG, they are busy with the Lord. The dancers with the Lord.
my goodness.
HP of Diablo, they drop all-time low
Diablo.
FMM.
Oh, Diablo, he has to go away, but Brave will be securing the Lord for now. RSG will send another Lord down in the mid lane, and this is an evolved Lord.
Once again, marching again through middle. This time, because of the fact that it's going to be marching through middle, it will be a lot easier to move all of the waves in tandem. You would not have too much to worry about, and especially since your first-tier turret in the middle lane has been destroyed. This Lord further bolsters the defenses, and SLATE will have no choice but to play even more defensively and really turtle up. But RSG, they have to watch out. They can't be too greedy. They're not exactly a composition that's really good at sieging. They can't just focus onto the core. They gotta have to focus onto the action and the fights. They need to single that one person out and put out the embers.
SLATE, if they really want to fight, they need to make sure the Lord stays in the front. But look at RSG, it is going to be Gale, will not be able to swallow it all the way up.
Bring Gale down first.
But 5 will be going there. But JP goes and kicks. Oh my goodness, kicks. But the Fatal Links go all the way in. With FMN in the back line, will be able to kick down Diablo. 5 trying to burst down the core, but will not be able to do so. But the members RSG, oh my god, so close. 5 just the attack. Then GG RSG, they take one game.